Hey everyone, a really interesting topic that's come up because I had two of you write to me about this completely randomly and completely separately, and it's to do with it kind of is luxury judgment, and I have spoken about this before, but in this video I'm going to talk more about breaking it down, like the kinds of people that might judge you. Some of them might be close family members, which can be quite difficult, and trying to, if you've got nice clothes and you don't feel comfortable wearing them, it's almost like, well, what was the point in buying them if you're going to listen to what other people have to say? So I'm going to talk about that in general, as well as covering the points that the two of you spoke to me about that you're struggling with. Before I talk about that, I was going to say I put on this top actually, and it's just reminded me because this is discounted at the moment. I don't know why, it's current season, but it's got 40% off it. It does anyway on my account when I log into my account, but when I'm not logged in it's not, so try logging in. But this is from Farfetch, and they've given me a coupon code that is 10% off if you create a new account and you buy your first item. And there's only 3 days left of that coupon code. It expires at midnight on the 5th of August. So if you wanted to use that, then be quick, and it works on, it works on loads of brands there. So you have a wardrobe full of nice clothing, but you don't really wear it. And you were talking about that judgment that you can feel when you have nice things on and people that are not into that, or maybe they want to be into it and they're not into it, when people look at you and they look at you differently because of how you're dressed. Luxury judgment can come from all sorts of places. I think it can come from a random person on the street who walks past you when you're dressed really nicely and they're like, eh. Or it could come from family members, friends, definitely work colleagues. It can come from different places, and I think how you deal with it depends on the place of which it comes from. Now, if I start with work, going back years ago, when I was in the early part of my career, I didn't have much luxury stuff. I didn't have any bags or anything like that, but I had like a pair of earrings and I had a wallet and things like that. And even those small things, when I wore them into the office, they got noticed in the worst kind of way. And I've mentioned to you before about how I used to use, and I loved them, and I still actually do, River Island handbags. Had this River Island handbag, it was on the floor on my desk, I can't remember where. Anyway, it was slightly open and you could see I had a designer wallet in it. And this designer wallet was Dior. It had cost me £250, which back then was like a load of money for me. And it was seen by someone who was senior to me. And there was comments made on it in front of everyone in the office that was sat around me at the time. And you know when you think, wow, it's only a wallet, it's not really that important, but why did it make you feel that way? And that's the question. Why do these things make some people feel a certain kind of way? Now, did that experience stop me wearing designer into the office? It actually did, because what I found is that by wearing designer into the office made it look like I was doing really well. And I think it's kind of human nature when there's pay rises coming up or promotions. It's human nature to think, well, you don't need it, so I'm not going to give it to you. And so I created a work wardrobe, which I still use now, still wear now, and it's full of Karen Millen before the Boohoo takeover, so everything was really well made and really well tailored. Reese I really like for work as well, and it was kind of, and it is still full of those very smart looking, really put together work clothes that look really well tailored, but they're not designer. And as soon as I stopped doing that, stopped wearing designer, I noticed I started getting the promotions, I started getting the pay rises, and it's unfortunate, but it's how it goes. And even to this day, so now I work for myself, when I'm working at home, I wear my nice stuff, even if I'm not going anywhere, because I do have those days where I sit at my computer in gym kit and I don't work as good as when I'm dressed nicely. But still to this day, if I go out and I've got a client meeting, I do not wear my designer items. Even though my clients know about my YouTube channel, and frankly, I don't think they care about the designer stuff because they know I talk about it. But just for me, it's something that I feel comfortable not wearing. But when it comes to friends and family, what can you do and how can you go about using your items without feeling judged, questioned on it, comments being made, assumptions being made from those who might look at you and feel a certain way about the bag that you're carrying, about the outfit that you're wearing, the earrings that you're wearing? How can you still enjoy your items and try and not let that bother you? See, I think it's a strange thing to feel. I.e., if I see someone dressed up nicely, I think they look nice. And I always have done. Even when I was working my way up my career and I didn't have a lot, didn't have anything right at the beginning, I never looked at someone and felt envy or hatred or anything. I just looked at them and I was like, wow, I want to be like you. You look amazing. I love your handbag. How can I get it? Is what I used to think like. But not everyone thinks like that. When you're in a family where maybe you've got family members who you love to pieces, but they are that person who judges you, you are either going to find yourself dressing down to fit in and to appease them and to make them happy, or you should just own it. Be you, enjoy your items. Because if you aren't wearing them for work and the only time and place you ever wear them is outside of work on your weekends, if you can't even do that because you might be seeing friends and family who get bothered by it, then think about it. You're not really getting to wear those things at all. But it's actually a real waste of money to buy these items and then leave them in the wardrobe because the places you have to wear them are really quite limited. So I'm gonna share with you a few tips on things that you can do. And then I'm going to share with you what I think and what's really helped me. So the first thing is, and this is the hardest thing, but you have to be impervious to other people's thoughts about you. If you are going to, like for example, that person might have thoughts about you, but as humans, we have thoughts about other people. You know, everyone has got an opinion on everything and on other people, and your opinion on that person might be that they're judgmental on you. So try and ignore how other people feel about you. If when you see people, sarcastic comments are made, try if you can to pull them up on it, because it's not fair, and the chances are if you were doing it back to them, they wouldn't take too kindly to it. And I do think that there is also an element sometimes of jealousy. Some person might look at you, a friend might look at you and look at your bag, and in their head they're like, I really want that bag. Oh, I can't believe you've got it. There is an element of that. It's not always, it's very rarely about you. It's always, I know, you know that saying, it's about the other person, not you. That's so often true because you're the person there who's living your own life, doing your own thing. You're working, you've saved up for your items, and then there's someone who's got a problem with it. That problem has got nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Do I still wear my designer clothes? Yes. And I'm lucky because my family and my friends don't judge me for it, and they never have done. My family, they have always brought me up to aspire to things, and I think that's why, you know what I was telling you about when I see someone who's dressed up nicely and they've got the bag, I think that's why instead of being envious, I look to aspire to them. And that's always been the way that we've been brought up. So when I got my first designer bag, it was welcomed. I was congratulated for it, because not the fact that it's a designer bag, but because my parents knew it was something that I wanted and I'd worked for it and I'd eventually got it. That was the kind of family I come from, and I'm really lucky with that because I know not everyone has that. But if you've got family or friends who judge you for it, wear your stuff. And if they've got something to say about it, try if you can just to pull them up on it. You don't have to be rude, but just be like, sorry, but you're really hurting my feelings. I've saved up for this, I've worked really hard for this, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And that's what it comes down to. There's nothing wrong with it. If you want to wear your nice things, there's nothing wrong with doing that. So personally for me, what do? I don't wear my designer stuff to work, but when I'm going to a meeting. When I'm working from home, I do wear those things. Not that I'm sat at my desk in a ball gown. That's another thing. The designer clothes I have tend to be quite casual. Like this hoodie or designer jeans I've got, they kind of slip under the radar. Although they are designer, they're not kind of like, if I wore a Balmain blazer, yes, because it's really formal and it's really sharp, that kind of sticks out a bit more. Still wear it, still enjoy it. By the way, if you ever want to style those blazers down, wear a really thin hoodie underneath it. I think it looks amazing, and you can then wear it with sneakers and it makes that jacket suddenly a little bit more casual. It looks really good. The other thing I think, and it's slightly morbid, is that if you think about it, if you really think about it, and it is morbid, but we're not all going to be here forever, and you've got to live your life trying not to worry what other people think of you. Because as I say, other people are always going to think things of you, but you're also always going to think things of other people. So it's like a constant spiral. Everyone thinks something of everyone else. But if you kind of get stuck in that and you start living your life by what other people think of you, you will not have a fun time. I like to wear my stuff out if I go out for dinner. We go out for dinner quite a lot. Because we've chosen not to have kids, we have a lot of free time. When we're outside of work, we have a lot of free time. So we like to go out for dinners, go out to like bars and get a glass of wine or something. I see my friends a lot. Even when I go shopping, if I'm on YouTube, it looks like I'm shopping all the time. I don't actually go that often. But when I go shopping, I dress up nicely for it. Seize the opportunity, any opportunity you have, even if you're going out for a family lunch, seize the opportunity to wear your nice things. And remember, if anyone has got an opinion on it, that opinion has got nothing to do with you. You're minding your own business, you've worked hard, you're enjoying the fruits of your labour. Try and not worry about what other people have to say about it. To Sheralina, Shelley, and anyone else watching this who is struggling with the same thing, where you just want to enjoy your stuff and you feel like you can't, you feel like it's locked in the wardrobe, I hope that there's been something in this video, and know that everyone gets judged. You know, it's part of being human, and you're going to get judged. If you're getting judged on luxury, that will be for a whole number of reasons. Sometimes it can stem from envy, and people looking at you, envying what you've got and wanting the same thing, and that's not your problem. Wear your stuff, enjoy it, try and ignore what other people have to say. Don't take rudeness though. If someone's being really rude to you, try and find the strength to pull them up on it, because it's completely unacceptable. And I hope that this video has inspired you and given you hope, and go out and enjoy your things. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.